Hello again, everyone. Hope you are well on this Sunday morning. It is a beautiful morning here so far. It's about 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time. It's supposed to get up in the high 80s here. It got about that much, yeah, it felt like the 90s yesterday, but pretty humid. Our spring garden has gotten a slow start so far, but it shows signs of at least some things turning a corner. So we will try to do an update on that sometime pretty soon. But we're working at it, and we just keep working at it. You don't give up, right? And we learn something every season. You learn something new with gardening. I believe that the unprepared will be not just shocked, but in a panic, and it won't be pretty. I'm going to go more into that. Also, there's some other things going on that I will cover here. I also have a very good passage that I will share with you towards the end here that will give you encouragement, I promise. So stay tuned for that. Yesterday, we did go out and get a few things, fill some holes in our preps, and just get some things that we grab every week. We went to a large chain grocery store first, and two things that stood out to me, and Mrs. Dawg commented on this as well, or shared this opinion that not as many people were in the stores as we're used to seeing, especially on a Saturday afternoon. Now, we are in a holiday weekend. Some people, school's out, people are out doing their thing and going on vacation. I don't know how they afford to do that, but they are. But that could be part of it. I know. But generally speaking, though, we've also noticed in the last several weeks, especially, that when we drive by these big, especially the big chain restaurants, the parking lots are not full. They're not like they usually used to be. The parking lots look scarce. I mean, they're maybe half or less than half full, even at peak times on a weekend. So I think that's telling. Even at Chick-fil-A, we noticed they built one pretty close to where we live, fairly close to where we live. And even on a weekend, even at peak times, your dinner time, even lunch times, it's not as full. That drive-through's not wrapped around like it used to be or usually is. So again, we're in that time of the year. People are running around all over the place. Maybe they're starting to take vacations. I don't know. We were in a large chain store yesterday, and I tell you, it's sticker shock. It is utter sticker shock. We didn't get that much. I mean, what we got, I don't know. It seemed like we were just refilling some things we normally get, like trash bags and bread and eggs and just stuff, $200, y'all. $200. It's like, what did we get here? I don't know. We also went to Aldi, and Aldi is still, as far as your weekly type, grocery getter thing, the Aldi, I think, is the best priced. I know the warehouse clubs, you can probably get good deals and all that if you're disciplined enough to go in there and just get the good deals. But we don't trust ourselves on that. We don't have a big warehouse club near us. So Aldi seems like the best place for us price wise. You get a loaf of bread for right at $2 there. The big large potato chips, less than $2, $1.89, and they're good. They're good. Um, Other stuff just half the price of what you see in maybe a Kroger, Walmart, Publix. We do go to Publix for certain things. We get the BOGOs, the buy one, get one free kind of stuff. Also at Aldi, they had a Snickers bar. Don't eat these often, I know. Snickers bar for $1.50. That's not bad. Although, when you look closer, shrinkflation, less than 2 ounces. This is 1.86 ounce. They used to be bigger, I know. They were bigger. It's like, anyway, I saw it and grabbed it. $1.50 for the Snickers. Whew. All right. Every now and then I gotta have a Snickers. Or I eat like half of it. I don't feel as bad if I just eat a quarter or half of it, save it for later. Right? All right. Oh, also we were in a large chain grocery store, and I was I was taken aback because and this was not Publix. But an employee actually said hello, like, and said, "How you doing?" Greeted me. Now, this is not when we just walked in. We were in the midst of shopping and stuff, and this young lady's stocking an end cap of end of an aisle with some stuff, and we're trying to get around her. And I think Mrs. Dawg had actually gone and grabbed something else somewhere. So I was just trying to get around her, this employee, and she was apologetic. She was like, "I'm sorry if I'm in your way." And I'm like, "Nah, you're good. I got room." And she said, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm good. How about you?" She said, "I'm doing okay." She says, "I'm about to get off work and I'm tired. I've been here full shift." And I was like, and so when she said, "Hello, how you doing?" I was like, whoa. Because you're just not used to that these days. You're just not used to that. So it was nice. I mean, it was like, okay, we need more of that. Anyway, I just had to mention it. Okay, people, I'm getting increasingly concerned, and I know about the world. It looks to me, and I'm not. Please understand, I'm not trying to fearmonger here. I'm not trying to scare people, but uh, take things with a grain of salt. When you read stories and all that, reading up on things, current events. But it looks to me like, and this has been ramping up a while, but it looks to me like the world is just getting ready and is ready for World War III. Not just a lead up to it, but it actually happening. In several parts of the world, we got the Middle East still on fire. We have Europe with Russia, Ukraine, and that just continues. The ironic thing about it is Putin and Russia is like, he said he's willing to talk and end this war if they can just draw the lines where they are right now and end this thing. And the West is the one that wants it so bad. I think they want WW3 so bad, and we know why. But Zelensky, the Ukraine, and United States, Biden, they're like, and NATO. I mean, they're just like, we want to keep going. They just can't. NATO chief, I forget his name, the NATO chief said the other day, we must use NATO weapons to strike inside of Russia. Total idiots. Total idiots. This is self-destructive. This is self-inflicted. Um, it's just unreal. The UK government launched a quote unquote, prepare website advising people on how to prep for, quote, natural and human induced emergencies, like, for example, viral outbreaks, climate emergencies, cyber and terror attacks. When the government is telling you to prepare, that's okay. I thought we were conspiracy theorists. Turns out we might be right? We know we are. But like I said, Russia, Ukraine, that continues. That is troubling. Also, Taiwan is totally surrounded. Has been surrounded by China, naval forces, army, you name it, more than ever. They counted over 50 airplanes. They've been doing these exercises all around Taiwan. 20 naval vessels surrounding Taiwan. Tensions are higher than they ever have been there. And with Russia, Ukraine, and just Russia and NATO and the West in general, nuclear tensions in general are higher than ever right now. Both sides threatening nuclear war. My concern is somebody is going to use a limited or a tactical nuclear weapon. And then that will in turn cause a response, of course, and then the other side has to respond again. And then before you know it, it spirals out of control. And we're in a whole new world. And the vast majority of people are clueless, absolutely clueless. I don't know if it's just by choice or what, but they are. And they're still unprepared. If this thing spirals out of control, which it could overnight. We could wake up, I know I've said it before and I'll say it again. One morning, there's a chance. I'm not saying it's going to happen for sure, but the chances are increasing that we're going to wake up one morning and it's going to be on fire over there. And it's not going to leave us unscathed here. United States, Canada, North America, especially Europe, you guys, it's going to be affected, and on multiple levels. The unprepared will be shocked. They will be in shock at first. At first, they're going to be like, Dawg, that's over there. I know it just broke out, but we're going to be fine over here. But when they realize they're not, they're going to be shocked, and then they're going to panic. We as preparedness people are not going to panic. That's why we prepare. We're not going to have to go out in the stores and ransack them that will happen if this breaks out like this. We don't have to do that. We're going to hunker down and watch. So prepare, keep preparing. But the stores, if this spirals out of control and we're directly involved, we're in a hot war over there. Especially, you got not just Russia, Ukraine, North Korea, all kinds of things could happen. Turkey could jump in against us at a time when we have a commander-in-chief who literally has to be led around. Literally, have you ever seen a commander-in-chief, a president, that has to be literally guided every step of the way? Physically. It's so scary. That is scary. Okay. And I know other people are in charge. Somebody's calling the shots. But I have no confidence in that person as well, and we know who it probably is. Okay. So we have that. We have a military now that is smaller than it has been in a long time. I have confidence in the rank and file, the military, the leaders on the ground, the NCOs, those guys, the ones who've been around for a while. They're solid. We still have a strong military. But what I don't have confidence is that top tier, the high decision, the key decision makers, I have zero confidence in them. We are not prepared for that. Can you imagine a hot war with both Russia and China at the same time? Even if you have who's going to be on your side? I mean, you might have the UK and NATO. NATO, who has an army in NATO other than the United States? I don't know. Even the UK, it's pretty small from all I can gather. I mean, their Navy is decent, but I don't know. I mean, I don't have very high confidence, and I hate to be that way. I hate to say that, but it's true. NATO is not prepared for anything like that. I don't know why, and I think that there's political reasons here that if they can, what's coming up later this year, if there's a way to delay that or cancel it, like they did in the UKR, I think that's motivation. It could be devastating. The loss of lives and everything, it could be devastating. And I think the people here that are not paying attention, there's plenty of them still. Like I said, they're going to be shocked. They're going to be angry, and then they're going to take action, and that'll be very dangerous. It will be very dangerous. You need to prepare for that. You need to prepare for your family, your friends that have refused to prepare, that call you crazy, that call you a conspiracy, whatever, and they're going to come knocking. They may not be able to get through on a phone line. The cell phones may not work, but they may come to your place if they're fairly close. If they can get to you, well, what are you going to do? That's a tough thing, especially if it's family or close friend. My question is, what are you bringing? What are you bringing, not only in provisions, but skills? Depends on their attitude. But, with family, that's a tough one. Do you say no? How do you do that? We need to be thinking about those kind of things. Don't obsess over it, but think about it. I think stores would empty within hours. Within hours. People say the stores are going to be empty in 72 hours. No, it's not going to take that long. It would be hours, like a day, maybe. Especially these folks that have nothing in the house all the time, they'll run out there right away. That would be a dangerous time to be out there. So us as prepared. Now, if you want to go out and fill some hole, go out and grab some extra stuff, I would recommend going to the smaller stores first, because these folks the folks, the normies, the normals, they're going to go to the big box stores, the major chains. They're going to hit them first and ransack the crap out of them. It would be smarter to go to the smaller, the Dollar Generals, your Dollar Trees. Get a few extra things there first. They might be getting hit too right then, but not like the Krogers, your Walmarts, your Costco's and all that. Man, I would not go near them. Hit the small places first. If at all. If at all. Have protection. But the stores would empty within hours. Fuel, gasoline, forget about it. That's why we need to keep our tanks full. Don't let them get below half a tank. I try not to get, I admit, I let mine get to a quarter of a tank this week, and that is rare. That is rare. And, you know, we need to keep on top of it. We're human. Disruptions in the supply chain would be immediate. It would be immediate. Cyber attacks. So, you know, you could lose your cell phone coverage, your internet. We could have water treatment disruptions, electricity. So things to think about. A lot of folks say that I've got some stuff set back, but take a look at that. You know, we can always improve on an area or something. Just look at what you have. Defense, security. Look at your home. I've said this before. It's been a while since I've said it, but I like to repeat it every now and then. But look at your property, your home, from the outside in. In other words, either drive around your neighborhood or your home or your property, walk around from the outside. Take a walk from the outside and look at it from that point of view, not from inside your home, and see how it looks. Does it look like a soft target? Does it look like a place that would be easy for somebody to break into or want to try something? So if you're case out your place from the outside, and you want to be a harder looking target. I know there's no foolproof way to avoid that kind of thing, to have somebody want to break in or take your stuff. But if you look like a harder target, they're going to go to the soft targets first. I know here we're in the process, in the midst of trying to bolster our the barriers, physical and not so noticeable barriers around our property. That won't stop everything, I know, but it may buy you more time. It may, like I said, it may cause the folks that are trying to get in. It may make them think I'm going to an easier place first. At least, you know, you got to think that way. So take a look at that too. Look at it from the perimeter. Be a harder target. Look at what we have coming up next. You know, the fall. You know, we're almost in June, y'all. Think about that. What can you get if things go total sideways? And I'm increasingly concerned that it is in the next few months or sooner. What can you go ahead and stock up on right now? Look at your clothes. Medical stuff, of course. Your self-defense. What about stuff maybe for the fall, winter? We could have a very long winter coming up. Think about it. For multiple reasons. How about your shoes, your boots? Do you have boots, hiking boots? Hard toe shoes? Stuff like that. Just regular shoes, walking shoes. Take a look at those things. Your common, your toiletry stuff, hygiene. Not just water and food. Look at the other things too. Medicines, your vitamins and things like that. Look at all of it. Take an inventory. All right. I'm going to go to the passage because I keep talking here. All right. We are in Isaiah chapter 43. I've said this one before. I know I probably have. It's been a little while, but Isaiah 43. Chapter 43, verse 2 says, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. When you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep you over. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. Amen. The flames will not set you ablaze. Amen. Amen. And it's important to realize we're not promised to be spared from stuff. We will get them. We will get this stuff. But the key thing is he will be with us. Our Lord, our God is with us through it. He promises that. He may not wipe it all away right away and just prevent you from being able from even experiencing anything bad. That's not the way it works. However, he is faithful in that he will be with you through it and through it to the end and beyond. That's the part. That's the promise. That's the part that we need to be faithful and just remember that. He is faithful. So we need to keep our faith up. Sometimes it's not as strong some days than others. That's okay. But keep at it. Keep reading. Keep praying. I hope that was helpful. Share your thoughts. Let's keep preparing. Let's be safe out there. Let's stay close to Jesus. God bless you. I'll see you soon.